Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hopefully you're having a good day. So this FD, it's not for this video, it's for the next video. Yeah, whatever. This E36, I just finished that up. The owner's coming to throw a few little pieces on it before he gets it towed to our buddy's house to get some base maps and some tuning done before it hits the actual dyno. And in the meantime, while he's doing that, I got some stuff of my own to do on my car, because if you guys didn't watch the last video, the cooling system decided to kind of crap out on me in the E36. Long story short, the cooling fan was the only piece I hadn't changed yet. And it decided, you know, that it was time to exit the stratosphere, and so that's exactly where it tried going. And in the meantime, it took out a whole bunch of cooling system pieces, radiator, expansion tank lines. So I just got that all changed out and drove the car down here today, and now I've got some wheel bearings to do, and I got to clean my engine bay. So I brought some degreaser, and I got my pressure washer here that I just bought from Harbor Freight. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a cleanup, and I got a new bumper, so we're also gonna throw that on because it's ugly in the front right now, and it's granted now it's gonna be mixed match color for a while till I get around to painting it, but you know, it looks nicer, that's for sure. So this thing's freaking sick though, so let me show you what I did, because I'm very proud of that work. The RX-7 does run, and it makes some nasty jam right now. It's right around 500 wheel, but there's no point in starting it up because rotaries aren't good to just cold start and shut off, so I don't feel like waiting around for it to get up to temp, so I'm just gonna push it out. So this is this car belongs to a local gentleman. He's a little bit older than me. He's mid-50s, still an enthusiast, really good mechanic, and this is his long-term project. So I don't think it's an M3, but it is some sort of Frankenstein build. So I mean, he'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll update on the screen, but I believe it is an M50 block with an S52 head, M50 intake, you know, some internal work, and a nice pulsar turbo setup. So, and he's got everything brand new back here. He's got, you know, newer Bilsteins, newer camber arms. He's got all new bushings back here. He's got the subframe reinforcements welded in that you can see up there. He's got new sway bar end lengths. He's got, you know, diff bushings, diff bolt. He's got, you know, -6 fuel, I want to say feed and return. He's got flex fuel. He's got, you know, this M3X brace on here. He's got, well, coilovers up front, it looks like. He's got subframe reinforcements front. He's got new lollipop, offset lollipops, it looks like. And, you know, he's pretty much got the works on this thing. It's really, really well sorted. So what it was here for me, now it had a previous fabricator. It's had a couple. They just couldn't finish the job, couldn't do the job, couldn't do it well enough. So somebody else kind of put the radiator or the intercooler here. I just finished making the brackets for it, and the charge piping was already done. The only thing I needed to do was this piece was pre-cut, super simple. Turbo's right up here, the elbow is, so it's just a coupler and then a little piece of straight and a coupler, but it needed to be bead rolled, so I bead rolled it for him. And then I went ahead and made the downpipe because this was the old unit right here. So, you know, somebody did a decent job. The welds are kind of dog crap, but overall, you know, it would have worked for a while. Issue being, though, is it didn't fit, so it was hitting the shock tower pretty good. And then the other issue is that it's very thin wall material, and you know, it's not gonna last. It's gonna end up cracking because the purge was not sufficient or really there at all. So when I lower the car down here in a bit, I'll show you, but you can see the downpipe coming down and ends right here. So we did 3.5 downpipe, 3.5 full exhaust, and we're doing that just straight pipe for now because 3.5 is already expensive enough. Material on this job alone was about $700, and then labor was another $2,300. So mufflers and resonators and stuff for now, we're just out of the budget. So yeah, exhaust 3.5 inch. So I got pretty stoked on these hangers. Hangers always look simple, but you wouldn't believe how much effort actually goes into them. So Nice stainless hangers. Got another V-band right here, right at the diff. And then a couple more pies to kick us out to the turn down tip that I made. So it's looking pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself. I'm very proud of this. And you know, when the budget gets there, we do have space here for like a bottle resonator. It clears the drive shaft and it'll clear the gas tank. And then of course we have space here for a Canon style muffler if he so chooses later on. And then once you see the top of the car lower, I'll mention it, but we did a nice teardrop up top and it looks sick. So I'm stoked on it. But yeah, my car needs a little bit of love right now. The front wheel bearings are pretty toast. I've changed everything else on the car basically. Well, pretty much entirely everything underneath that car, just not the wheel bearings yet. So yeah, let's get cracking on that, except for I gotta wait for the guy to get here because the front wheel bearings on these BMWs take a 46mm socket, which I don't have because I've never done them before, and they're pretty easy. It looks like it's just like a bolted on unit. And then I have wheel stud conversion, so I have to take those out and put those into the new hubs. But yeah, so it is what it is. So we're just gonna kind of hang out and wait for the owner Jeremy to get here. All right, getting cranking on this wheel bearing. And I don't know, the camera's not gonna be able to pick it up, but this thing, you can literally just rock it by hand. So she's pretty trashed, but that's all right. Got new ones, and we're gonna get this taken care of. And also pretty excited to put the new bumper on. And Alex just showed up, and he's got some goodies for us in the back of the 4Runner.
So, I mean, it's just gonna be annoying to have to worry about rubbing. Oh yeah. Gonna be nice.
Yeah. So you were just saying we have to probably trim the rear quarters?
Yeah, cut this lip out. Oh, yours are already kind of squished up a little bit, I guess, but yeah, maybe just trim right along that edge and just get rid of that and all that seam sealer in there too.
Yeah. It's gonna be so sick though.
Nice. Chunky boys.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at that chunk.
All right. Yeah, buddy. This thing is definitely original. So I do have to take these wheel studs out of it though, because these are better than the wheel bolts.
Absolutely love how my car came out.
Oh, your car?
Yeah.
All right, I did cut into that a little bit, but came right out. So I got lucky. All right, so now with the old bearing off, obviously we're doing both sides. I'll just show you guys the one really quick. So we got the new bearing here. Again, I have to swap out the lug studs. Like you see, this one has none. And then we have new dust shields, which go on the back side. These are the new axle nuts. And then these are the new dust caps. So I do gotta say, these things are quite a bit easier to change than a front wheel drive Honda's. So I'm pretty stoked. We're only a few minutes in, so let's keep moving along, get this put back together. Wheel bearings are good to go. Second one went way faster for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's because I got the learning curve out of the way and I kind of, you know, better understanding of it. So, in the meantime, I'm going to throw the new bumper on because I can't wait to see how it looks with it not all broken. freaking Alex, man.
I didn't know you were recording though, legitimately.
Yeah.
So
Not even time lapse. Now it's just you. It's just Alex Cheeks. Meerkat Cheeks. Oops. So I know this is the most traditional E36 hot boy thing to do, but eBay M3 bumper looks so much better than whatever was on there. So get these tires transferred over, because thankfully we had some spares laying around from some of his old wheels. So we're gonna slap these two. Oh, the bead is a little chunked up, but yeah, we're gonna slap these two on the fronts. Yeah, it'd be cool. So we took some of the tires off of the burners that Alex had left before, and we're putting those on the fronts, and he's just getting them balanced up right now. But I'm excited to see this thing. It's a whole new car today. New freaking bumper, new wheels, new wheel bearings. Hopefully the cooling system is all sealed up, because I did find a little dribble from down here. You can kind of see it, you know, a little dark down there. But overall, it's looking all right. So next up on the chopping block, though, I think is definitely going to be the oil filter, housing, gasket stuff, and then the power steering lines, because they are both leaking pretty hastily. So I'm not liking that. And they're not that expensive. The power steering is more expensive, but I don't know. Hopefully one or two more big jobs, and I'll just get that stuff knocked out. And I really need to get in here with some Plasti Dip and redo all this window seal, because this is all crusty, and I'm not putting out the money for new OEM stuff on a drift car, because this type of stuff I don't really care about, but I hate looking at it like as is. So this one I wouldn't mind getting new if I could find one or afford it. But yeah, up here Plasti Dip is much needed. We'll do that soon, probably when we paint the bumper. You ready?
Yeah. There you go.
Ready, Freddy?
Balanced and ready. Ready as it's ever going to be with this drift spare tire.
Well,
Yeah. So front wheels are on. I'm just gonna, while the car is still kind of cold, clean up the bay a little bit from the coolant mess of, you know, everything blowing up. So yeah, let's clean it. So car's looking fresh. I just started spinning it around the block, and these wheels rub super duper hard. As you can see, we kind of burnt up the fender lip there. Look at that. What do you stance boys got on me? All right, so back here, trying to get these wheels to fit a little bit better. So I did raise the car. Thankfully, you know, I wanted to roll these a little bit, so I called Mike down, and he actually showed me that I had installed the coilovers and adjusted them wrong. So we got them adjusted correctly. Essentially, I thought this was the height adjustment, the main shock body. There's a ring in here, and I thought that was preload. I just had them mixed up. So now the car's at an acceptable height. We got about a finger gap between the wheel and the well and the tire, but I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. But there is a whole bunch of seam sealer up here. So you can see this is the fender lip. It travels around. Sorry for being zoomed in, but I'm basically picking out all this junk from in there. You can see it all on the floor over there. So doing that is going to let us have a little bit more you know, give when we try to roll this here and pull it out a little bit. I got most of the doo-doo cleaned out of there, so we're just going to try and, you know, roll what we can. Again, we don't need nothing crazy now that we raised the car up a bit, But you know, anything's gonna be better than burning the paint up. So let's give it a shot. Just literally do that.
Yep.
It's like a bead roller. Just interesting.
Yep. I mean, you could heat up the paint so it doesn't crack if you want to, but it's already kind of cooked anyways.
I don't have a torch. I have a propane heater. I don't have a anything else with me.
Just be careful with the tension on this. Only do like a little bit at a time each pass. So funny watching the fender move.
So with the rear end raised and with the fenders rolled, we got quite a bit more clearance now. So we should be totally fine with this setup. And again, I'm not sticking with the 235s just because low horsepower hero trying to drift. So these 235s are only temporary. I'm just gonna burn them up and then swap the 215s like I have up front. I just didn't have any 215 burners. I think those are 225, but I didn't want to use those yet. And they're not matching. They're kind of whatever. They're just burners. I didn't want to use them. So yeah, we're looking pretty good though. Gave it a nice little even flare out. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead, spin this thing around the block really quick and see if she's rubbing, but she's looking so much better with the matching wheels now. Like, not that these ones were necessarily horrible, and these are still obviously my drift spares, but like, at least for day-to-day driving, having the matching wheels that actually look nice makes the car a lot more, you know, presentable. Got home with the car and it drove pretty good, so it definitely still rubs just a little bit. I can smell it when I'm driving, and then I could see it a little bit more on the other side, so I can get you out of the sun there. Doing all the rear end adjustments though, the rear end feels very, very soft now because I hit the corner over by the shop on the way out of there, and it really felt like the rear end is like dipped like that when I was, you know, drifting and kind of transitioning. So I gotta figure that part out. I probably just gotta adjust the preload. I'm gonna do some research tonight on that and make sure I'm doing it correctly, because I lost my instructions if these even came with them. I don't remember. But yeah, as for the tires, that'll get fixed when I swap down to a 215 like I mentioned before. Not a big deal. But other than that, yeah, car's feeling pretty good. So far, so good. No check engine light. We also went in there and readjusted the map on it because we had to shut off the secondary O2s, which we thought we had did before, but apparently for some reason something got messed up, and it was showing a check engine light for that. And I had a link error from doing the manual swap, so hopefully that's taken care of too, because so far no check engine light. But yeah, I'm gonna just wrap the video up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Got some work done on the E36. I know I'm stoked. We got the new wheels, we got the new bumper, we got the new wheel bearings. Car's driving pretty darn good despite having, you know, basically ass tires all the way around. So once we get some more money, get some fresh tires on here, and you know, just go get some seat time, go have some fun, and you know, stiffen this rear end up a little bit. But yeah, anyways, do what's left. For the rest, go scoop some merch from velocityracehub.com. And see you in the next one. Peace out.